Hi everybody and happy Tuesday. For this week's video, we are going to talk about the blog feature within DeltaNET. So last week we talked about the social connector in DeltaNET, and there is a spot in last week's video where I mentioned the blog. So this week we felt it would be the perfect time to hop into the blog. And as a side note, we're going to turn this into a series because there's quite a lot that goes into having a blog, creating the articles, keeping it up to date, advertising. So today's video is going to be a brief overview of how to find the blog section in DeltaNET, how to set it up, and just how to get started. So to get started, let's hop into our DeltaNET profile. And once we're in here, we are going to come over on the left-hand side to this kind of reddish-orange marketing tab, and we're going to select blog. So from this page here, we can see we don't have anything yet. So this is what your screen is going to look like if we are just starting out and just activating your blog. So the first thing that we want to do is come to this Add New Blog button in the top right-hand corner of your screen. And on here, there's a few spots that we need to fill out, but once we fill this information out, our blog will be created. So the very first option here is blog title. So this is where you can come in and name your blog. You can call it your name, you can call it Portland Realtor News, you can name it whatever you want in here, but please note that once you've decided on your blog title, it is set. So we cannot come back in and easily edit the name of your blog. So just keep that in mind when you are thinking of what you want your blog title to be. So for this example, I'm going to just call mine Jessica's Blog. And blog domain, we will leave this as is. This is just tying it to your agent website. Then blog URL, this is going to be everything that comes after jessicabarger.cvbain.com. So for example, you can see that they've kind of got an example here. It's just /blog. And again, you can come in and label this whatever you want. I'm going to do /blog because I feel like that's a easy thing to remember. It's also easy to type in there. It's not something super long or crazy. It's jessicabarger.cvbain.blog, and that's how you get to my blog. The last section here is include these feeds in your blog. So what this means is this will be supplemental articles that are included in your blog post. And of course, these will give credit to these different businesses here, but this is a nice way to continually maintain and update your blog. Maybe you don't have the time to post new content every single day. This is a good way to still be posting on your site with important information and relevant information without having to physically come in and type out a brand new article that you came up with every single day. So for this example, I'm going to, let's check Inman here, and we're going to hit create blog. Once this loads, you'll see the page refreshed a little bit and it looks slightly different. This means we're good to go and the blog post has officially been set up. So to get started, let's just go through these tabs here. I'll go through these tabs and then we will select this open blog button here, and this will show you what your blog looks like on the consumer side. So to get started, we'll just stay on this articles tab, and you'll see I don't have anything that shows up here, nothing at all. So that is because I haven't posted anything yet. We just created it, so there's nothing for it to keep in its history here. But as you do start to generate articles and post new articles, it'll list them out here just for you to easily reference if need be. So it'll have the title, the category, the date it was published, the date it was entered, and there'll be a couple action buttons here if you want to come back to edit an article or even delete an article. That's where that will be. So for example, let's just hit this add new article button. So let's say that you want to type your first article. Let's hit this green button. And now it's going to have us fill out some information on here. So author, that is going to stay your name. Category, we will come back to categories and tags. Those are both upcoming tabs up here. So put a pin in those for right now. The next one is title. So this is whatever you want the name of your article to be. So I'm going to say test article. That's what I want my title to be. Link, you'll see there's a couple different notes under the link here. It just says it's recommended to leave the link same or leave it blank. So I'm going to just leave it blank for now. The next section we have is meta title and meta description. So these are going to be the place that you come in to enter some information for SEO purposes, which is search engine optimization. So meta title, this is what search engines are going to pick up. So you can leave it the same, test article, or you can, kind of dumb it down a little bit in here of what the article is called and what the article is about. So maybe I say this article is about really fun marketing things with Coldwell Banker Bain. So that's what the SEO is going to pick up on. That's not going to display, on the front end of your article. And meta title, I'm going to just keep mine as test article here. Oops. There we go. And if you keep scrolling down, this is where you will type your content. So you can come in and type your article, whatever it's about. And this text box is going to be very similar to the email blast feature and similar to a Word document where you can come in and bold, italicize, underline, change the font, any of that good stuff. But if you keep scrolling down, once you've written your article, you can check or uncheck this box to allow Facebook comments on there. It's up to you guys if you want that checked or not. Article scope, I would leave this as private, just means that it's your article. And then publish date, I would leave this as the date that you are actually publishing. And then you've got a couple options. You can publish the article, you can save the draft if you need to come back and make edits later, or you can just cancel. So for our example, I'm going to come in here and actually just type a bit so I can save and publish. Let's publish this so we can go back and see what it looks like. So you can see I've got this, your article has been saved banner, letting me know that all is good to go there. And now we can actually see kind of how these lay out. So article title, I didn't categorize it because I haven't set up my categories yet, but we will get there. Date published is today. Date entered is today, and then the couple of options here are view article, edit article, or delete article. So that is how easy it is to set up your article and type it in and publish it to your blog. The next section on here is categories and tags. So think of these two as ways to organize your posts. So categories is going to be like, if you had to group it, what would you group this article as? Maybe you have a buyer's category and you have a seller's category and a home improvement category. It's totally up to you and how you want to organize your posts here. And it's not necessary to set up these categories or tags, but it is a nice way to organize everything, not only for you, but it will also organize it on the front end. So if your consumers want to search, just articles that fall in that seller's category, they can. So I would suggest coming in and creating a couple categories. Again, you can name these whatever you want. So for example, I'm going to say sellers as one of my categories. Let's add another category called buyers. And let's do one more that is just called marketing tips. Again, you can label these whatever you want and you can have multiple, but one thing to keep in mind is only one category can apply to the article. So if we go back to articles here, and I actually want to assign a category, we can come into edit, and then this will pull back up that same page where I was first making these edits, but under category, I can now select which one I want it to go for. So I'm going to categorize this one under marketing tips. And then let's scroll down and you'll see it only gave me the option to select one. So there can only be one category assigned to an article. Let's scroll down and we'll hit publish, make sure that saves. That being said, while you can only have one category per article, you can have multiple articles within a category. So I can have 10 different articles that all fall under the marketing tips category. The only thing is I can't classify this article as marketing tips and a buyer's category, if that makes sense. So the next one we're going to hop into is tags. And for tags, you can think of these as hashtags almost. They are things that are relevant to the post. And again, it's just something that makes it easier for you to organize, but for viewers on the consumer side to, kind of pick and choose which articles they're interested in reading based on these tags. So some examples for tags, maybe I'll do a social media, or maybe we go even more in depth and I'll do a Facebook tag, and I'll go one more and say Instagram and save tag. So I have now defined these 3 different tags in here. And now if we hop back into the article that we were initially creating, I'm now going to assign some tags to this article. So again, we'll come to edit article. And this time for tags, we can select which tag we want. So for my test article, I'm going to say maybe I want to tag it as social media and tag it as Facebook. So I'm going to leave Instagram out, but I am going to tag social media and Facebook. So let's scroll down and publish. Your article has been saved. Great. So now that we have added the title, the content, the category, as well as the tag, I want to show you guys what this blog article looks like. So if we hit view article, it's going to open up a new tab here for us. I'll give it just a minute to load. Okay, so this is what the article looks like. You can see I had a super short actual blog here. I didn't type out a bunch of content. I just typed test, test, test. But this would be much longer, of course, if you guys had written a full article. But you can see here's my title, here is my date, who it was published by, as well as my tags down here. So you can see social media and Facebook both pop up. We do also get the option here to share to Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, or this button here will say share article, and that will allow you to email this to a friend or a client or whoever you want to send it to. It'll send them an email with this blog article. So let's hop back into DeltaNet. So we've gone over articles, categories, and tags. I'm going to skip over a couple of these guys. Authors, that one is just going to be who is writing this, which is you guys. Feeds, we can hop into this tab for a quick second. Feeds, this is where you'll be able to see if you have any third-party blogs pulling in information for you. So you can see I have set up here the Inman News headlines to automatically pull in some supplemental pieces for me. And then we're going to skip over domains right now. This is just going to default to your agent website. The next one I want to show you is template. So if you select template, there are, I think, 3. Let's double check. Yes, there's 3 different templates that we can choose from of what your blog layout looks like. So this is template 1. This is the one that I just showed you guys. Template 2, very similar, just laid out a little differently. It's got the calendar button on this side showing when it was published. And then template 3 looks, again, very similar, but some minor details in here. It's up to you guys which one you want to have turned on. I'm going to leave this first one on because I like the title to be big and bold like that. But if you wanted to change it, simply just check on the little bubble and hit update template. And then you're good to go on templates. The next section on here is subscribers. So this is going to be anybody who subscribes to your blog. And we're going to go more in depth on the subscribers tab next week when we talk about how to advertise your blog and really, put your blog out there so viewers can see it. The last section on here I want to show you guys is the settings tab. So let's select that. And on here is where it'll give us a couple more options as far as how we want things to look and display. So the very first one is blog home page article limit. So this is up to you guys if you want to turn this on or not. But what it does is it will limit how long your blog displays on your blog here. Let me show you guys an example of this one. So if you have this checked, this just means if your article is longer than 500 characters, it's going to cut it off at 500 characters and then have a little link that says read more. So if somebody wants to see the full article, they'll click that read more button and then they'll be able to see everything. This just helps condense and save some space on your blog page, because if that's not checked, people could be scrolling forever and ever, you know, through all of these different blog posts. So again, up to you guys if you want to turn that on or leave it off. The next section here is blog right column sections. So if we hop back to my blog quickly, it's referring to everything on this side here. Okay, so let's hop back to DeltaNET. And we can turn on, so on is show, or if you want to turn it off, you'll select hide. And this is going to be just for the following categories. I'm going to leave all of mine as show, but you can certainly, you know, turn off things like you can hide the category if you want, or hide the tags, but I would keep them on just for easy organization and searching purposes. The last little bit here is show blog article names in the archive instead of the article count. So for that one, it is talking about this section. So right here it says 4 posts for 2020. If I check that box, instead of 4 posts, it's going to list out the titles for those 4 articles. So again, up to you if you'd like to turn that on or not. But if we keep going down, we've got includes shared articles. So this is where we can turn on articles that CB Bain creates. So for example, you can come in and scroll through the list. You'll see there's quite a few in here. But this is where you can include Coldwell Banker Bain's blog if you'd like. So for example, what do we want to turn on? I'm going to turn on the Coldwell Banker Bain real estate blog for, let's do buying a house, for example. That's the one I'm going to select. And now that I am ready, I'm going to hit this blue save button, and that's just going to save all of the changes that we've just made. You'll see there is a big red bar that goes across the screen. It says warning. This will delete the blog and all articles that are a part of it. So this is where you'll come if you want to delete your blog. But please note, if you delete your blog, it is gone. We cannot get it back. You can certainly create a new one, but you will be starting from scratch at that point. So this delete blog button deletes your blog name and all of the blog articles associated with it. So please keep that in mind. If you do want to delete it, it is cleanly wiped and gone. But let's hit save for all of my preferences. And now I've got this green button confirming that the settings have been saved. I'm going to scroll up and let's hit open blog one last time just to take a look. So now that this is loaded, you'll see it's got my articles I've written here. This was the test one that we just created, but also this one and this one. If you keep going down, these are Inman articles, since I selected to include Inman articles on here, which again, I think this is really nice, especially if you guys don't have the ability to create new posts all the time. This is a great way to keep your blog up to date and continually post on it, so there is new stuff on it all the time. People will be excited to check in and, you know, see what's going on with your blog. But if we go up, you can see people can use this search blog here if they want to look for something in your blog. They can come to archives to see past posts. And again, the categories and tags will list out here. So if I have multiple articles under my marketing tips category, somebody could select marketing tips, that would refresh, and then it would show them only articles that fit under that category. For this example, we only have the one article, but if there were multiple, they would be all listed out here. And the same goes for the tags. So for example, let's hit social media. Any articles that you have tagged with that social media tag would then appear here. And again, this is just a nice way to organize your blog posts. They aren't necessary, but I find they're very helpful. So that wraps up our first series here of the Coldwell Banker Bain marketing tips for blogs. If you guys have any questions, please reach out to your regional marketing specialist for your area, and they will be able to help you set this up or answer any questions that you guys may have. All right, thank you so much and have a wonderful week, you guys. Bye.